So we've launched self-check-in. So far, it's been great. Parents are loving it. But I wanted to share a few tips of things you need to know. First, volunteers should never use self-check-in. In fact, if a parent sometimes is a volunteer, they might have to uncheck their own names if they volunteered the previous week. So guys, we need to keep an eye on that. Second, we need you to be keeping a lookout for volunteers, especially for the younger kids classes. Every volunteer in our kids ministry needs to be checked in on the actual computer. Don't let them do self-check-in. Let me show you how. That means we search for the volunteer's name, then we click the little edit pencil, and we change them to a volunteer. And we check them in as a kids volunteer. This matters because the badge signifies to parents that the person is a safe person to be with our kids. Third, let me give you just a couple quick overview steps of how to do the self-check-in station. And these steps are listed right there for the parents to see. But I want you to know about it. The first step is they put in their own phone number. That's the number that's going to show up on the child's name tag. Teachers will text that number if there's a problem during service. That's why it's got to be that parent's phone number. Second step is they confirm the check marks. It's always going to default to the last time that they were here. If they volunteered last week, they may need to uncheck themselves if they were a volunteer. Or if a kid was homesick recently, they may need to uncheck or recheck one of their children. And the final step is they hit check-in and bada boom, they're done. Now this is important. Lock in with me. Look at my eyeballs. There they are. Look at my eyeballs. This self-check-in station, honestly, does not make your job any less important. It just enables you to make your role that much more significant. Stay with me here. Stay with me. Parents will decide what church they attend largely due to their perception of the quality of the kids ministry. If they think our kids ministry is sloppy or unorganized or not safe, they simply won't keep coming. I think our kids ministry is amazing. We're hitting it out of the park. However, how much of what happens in the classroom are parents actually seeing? Think about that. Like, not much, if any. So how are parents going to be making a determination of the quality of our kids program? Like what are they basing it on? The parents' primary connection to the kids program is you. They will make a determination on the quality of the entire kids program and choose whether or not to come back based on how good or bad of a job you do. No pressure, right? No pressure. Of course, that is totally an overstatement, but there's some truth to it. And I wanted to say it that way because I don't want anyone to feel like this self-check-in station, this little tablet, makes your job any less important. It's more important now than ever. You are so important to the success of our church. Now let me give you some tips on how to make the check-in station more awesomer. More awesomer? Awesomer. We're gonna talk about how to make it awesomer. Here we go. Big tip number 1. Keep the main thing the main thing. It's hard to not sit and just talk to each other or to chat with people that walk by. Chances are you may be in this ministry because you love to chat with people. But if you're chatting with someone, you're gonna miss the families, both regular families and the first timers. You're gonna miss those families that come around the corner or come down the hallway. They are the main thing. Not the computer, not your buddy who stopped by. Those people, those families are the main thing. And we gotta keep the main thing the main thing. Keep your attention focused on every family that comes down towards you. Last week, I worked in the East Corridor check-in station, and I tried to applaud and cheer for every family that came around. So put yourselves in their shoes. What's more welcoming to the kids ministry? This? I like that. It's pretty funny, actually, what you just said. But if, hey, there's self-check-in here. Yeah, that's pretty funny, isn't it? Or this.
Here we go. Hey, come on over. Glad you're here. Come on over. I'd love to see this. We got a self-check-in station, and I'm so glad you're here. High five.
Celebrate the families. If you see a parent holding a child with one arm and a baby carrier in the other, offer to help them. They need one of their hands to do the self-check-in. High five the kids, engage the kids. If you engage the kids, the parents will love you and they'll love us. Here's big tip number 2. Get off the computer. If you stink at typing, that's okay. Don't use the computer. Not everyone has to know how to use the computer. It's okay, no judgment. Have the other volunteer do all the typing on the computer. That's what you can do. Now, if you are the person that does do the typing on the computer, get out from behind the computer. People shouldn't see this. Instead, they should see this.
Hey, how you doing? Come on over here. Come on over here. We're totally ready for you today.
And here's big tip number 3. Have energy and have fun. I don't really expect everyone to be, like me, but have some energy the way that you would have energy. Have some fun with it. If you need to sit down, by all means, grab a chair. Everyone understands. But if you're able to stand up for that check-in time, please do. It will communicate with your body. It will communicate an energy and an eagerness to interact with the kids and families. I really believe if we do these things, it will go a long way in representing how amazing our kids ministry actually is. Let's do it. See you this weekend.